Welcome back to Goodison Park. Welcome back to Everton Live. I'm Sarah Halpin and I am joined, as always, by Ian Snowden. Delighted to have you with us again, Snod, today. Now, just to start the show, we're obviously pitchside at Goodison Park here now, but the noise which we've just heard, did you go out as well, Snod, to see the greetings for the coach?
I went out to main reception. I heard the noise when we were doing pictures at pitchside, and I knew that there were going to be a gathering to welcome the team bus. Let me tell you, Sarah, I have never seen scenes like that at Goodison Park. It was incredible. Brought a tear to my eye. It really did. Grown men with the kids on the shoulders, showing the team what it means to them. And there were the flares going up, the singing, the noise. And if them players have not walked off that bus feeling 10 foot tall to that reception, they shouldn't be at this football club, because, wow, I felt 10 foot tall. I'm not even playing. So them players have got the welcome that hopefully the result will get.
Let's hope so. As you said, surely you get a response from seeing those scenes. I mean, my sister's out there now. She's been sending me on WhatsApp the videos, seeing the blue smoke, you know, encapsulating the Holy Trinity statue. It's just powerful, and we're here in Goodison Park, and so I unfortunately didn't get to go out there, but the noise, wow. And also, you know, for our boys, but also for Chelsea, must be a bit of an intimidation for them too.
That's how we need it. I think that's what we'll get, especially the first 10-15 minutes. We've got to make it unbearable for Chelsea. They are a hell of a team, and we're not getting away from that. They've got some great players, but let's make this stadium that we've done for the last few games as well, we've made it ultra hard for the opposition to play. And wow, honestly, I can't get my breath after what I've just witnessed outside main reception there.
Lump in my throat, goosebumps. It's brilliant. Let's carry that through. This place is going to be bouncing today. There's no doubt about that. Let's have a look now, though, at what's to come for you today here on Everton Live in the build-up to this one. So we'll have the highlights from our last game at Goodison Park versus Leicester, the player arrivals, and I believe we'll have some incredible scenes of what's just happened outside the stadium as well. We'll have team news from Everton and Chelsea as it drops. We'll see COYB and his Everton in the community visit. It was fantastic that. I spoke with Akiva from the Australia Supporters Club before. A brilliant organisation they are, absolute passionate fans from Australia, brilliant stuff. We'll have the Kazoo challenge, highlights from Chelsea versus Chelsea in 2015. I think that was the Stephen Naismith hat-trick, if my memory serves me right. Pre-match interview from a player, and we'll hear from Frank Lampard as well. And yourself and Darren will be on comms, or is it Diamond today?
No, it's certainly me.
You
certainly
are.
Me and Daz.
I hope you'll be celebrating again. But yeah, so excited for this one. I don't know about you, Snods, but that's given me a boost as well. It's hard at the moment. We all know we've got to focus on Everton's games. Everything else is out of our hands. Yeah. But, you know, that's given me a little fire in my belly.
Yeah, it weren't very nice watching the scores yesterday and thinking Watford are one up and doing us a little favour, and then Burnley, and all credit to Burnley, come back and won the game 2-1. So I was so deflated after that result. Obviously, Leeds are right in it.
They are.
But as you say, it's down to us. Yeah. It's what we do, and it's in our hands still. It's going to be a difficult game, we know that. We're down there for a reason, because we haven't been great all season. But if we ever need a result, it's right today, and I'm not talking about points. It's got to be 3 points. Yeah. But after what I keep going, what I've just witnessed there, wow, I wish I were a player. That was incredible.
It's getting us, isn't it? It's getting us quite emotional there. We'll gather ourselves now while we show the highlights from the last time here against Leicester.
Again, just dinked that in for Maddison, who drills it across, and Everton are in trouble here because Leicester are in front. Harvey Barnes has netted in the very early stages here. Gordon picks up, Gordon drills it across, and that should have been Everton level. Richarlison spurns a wonderful opportunity. Played short. Pulled back, Gray, not too far away from a goal against his former club. He killed that one towards Schmeichel's goal. Oh, here's Richarlison, chance here for Everton, saved by Schmeichel. Richarlison battered it goalwards and Schmeichel was behind it to deny him. An opportunity for Everton. Richarlison! Oh, it's another massive chance. A gilt-edged opportunity. Spurned once more by Everton. And Richarlison is wondering how he's missed it. But my word, it was another big opportunity for Everton that they failed to take. And here's Dele drilling it into the penalty. Here's another chance. It's in! It's Richarlison at the death. Everton equalise. And he finally takes his chance. What a big, precious point it could earn for Everton. Driven in by Dele. Rondon couldn't control, and Richarlison was there. He scuffed it towards goal, but my word, who cares?
Yeah, late drama there, wasn't there, at Goodison Park, of course. We did want the win, but in the end of things, to get that draw right at the death.
Yeah, it was. I thought Leicester played very well, especially first half. I thought we were struggling to get near them at times, but yeah, when we went one down, I'm thinking, well, can we scrape something out of this game? And it happened. And Richie had missed a couple of chances, to be quite honest, and probably that was his hardest one. It was a scuff, but I don't care how they're going. I'd say for one of them today, but yeah, I'm just thinking about that point. It could be crucial in the end. Yeah. It could come down to goal difference. It could come down to a point. But honestly, I'm tense about today. I really am. They're a hell of a team, Chelsea. But I keep reiterating myself, going back to that entrance that the players have just gone to. Wow. Surely that must just get us 3 points alone, to be honest, Sarah. But yeah, it's going to be buzzing in here. We just need the first goal.
We do.
We need the first goal today.
I agree with you, because I think, the same with Leicester. It was very clear what Brendan Rodgers' plan and Leicester's plan was to get us panicking a little bit. They know the position we're in, and that it's all feeding into it, so they score first, and of course it makes us feel a little bit apprehensive. I think if Richie maybe equalises, instant response, we probably go on to win the game, but credit to him, because it's difficult if you miss a couple of chances. He didn't give up, and he got us the point in the end. But as you say, Snods, I think if we score first today, the energy, the passion, the noise that's in here, it's going to be very, very difficult for them Chelsea players to contend with.
It is, and you're right. I think Frank will emphasise that to the players, that it's important that we get the first goal and just see this place take off. It really will. And it's an hard place to come and play, is Goodison Park, when it's like that. Nobody really fancies coming here. It's dead tight, compact, the crowd are on you, and we know that we can make some noise, so let's make it as intimidating as we possibly can. Oh,
let's hope so. And we've got the player arrivals as well, to see. And like you said, the players must just be feeling. Look at these scenes we've got here, the kids on the shoulders of the mums, the dads, waving the flags, the blue flares. That is Everton Football Club. We are Everton Football Club. That is what it's all about.
It is.
That is what it means. And these players have got to carry that with them today onto that pitch behind us and show us, how much we want to be in this league.
You're right, the passion of the fans. Look at that, the passion of the fans. It's like when the bus is coming through. Being a player on that bus, you'll just be amazed. You'd look around and go, wow.
It's like a cup final.
It is. Me and Graham Stewart stood at the reception and we said it's like turning up for a cup final. But they are cup finals. We've got 6 cup finals left.
Absolutely.
And it starts today. 3 points we have got to get. It's a must.
It is a must. I think when you look at the results around us, and as we keep saying, it's about ourselves. We can only be responsible for what Everton do. We can't be held responsible for what's going on with other clubs, but we win our games and we'll be okay. And look at the faces of these players. Frank Lampard, it's a big day for him, obviously coming up against Chelsea. It's a massive part of his life, but it's very much today. He's not interested in them. It's about Everton Football Club, and it's about getting the win for this team. He must be feeling. Frank has got this club, I think, since he came in, but this will be special for him to see, won't it?
he's had some unbelievable times at Chelsea. He's been an unbelievable player for Chelsea. He's a legend at Chelsea, but his heart's here now, and 1,000,000% his heart's at Everton Football Club. And when you do sign for this club, you change your life for this football club, and he'll be no exception. Frank, he'd have loved that today. He'd have loved that.
Tell you what, if we do get the win today, this is just the kind of stuff you can revel in. This is what we love so much about our football club, and we could just see there Yerry Mina, of course, Richarlison. Do we think Yerry Mina will get the nod to start today?
I don't know. It's an interesting one. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's back as well. Will he get a start? We'll get to know the team in about 5 or 10 minutes, do we,
yes.
Sarah? Something like that. But,
believe so,
yeah. It'd be interesting to see what Frank's team selection is.
Yeah. Well, there's been talk as well, of course. I think Frank said that Dom and Yerry should be in the squad.
Right.
But obviously Dominic was missing in the last game. If he's fit and available, would you put Dominic in to start so we can perhaps utilise Richarlison down the left? Or
I probably wouldn't myself. I think if Dom's on his game and we know what he's capable of, he can unsettle these Chelsea defenders with his pace over the top, with his directness. So I perhaps would play Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Whether he's 100% fit, I don't know. But if he's fit enough to be on the bench, then he's fit enough to start the game, I believe. So whether he plays, only Frank will know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there are, of course, other players to look to for Everton that are looking to do some damage. Of course, Richarlison, we mentioned before, he missed a few chances in the last home game against Leicester. He'll want to score today. You always fancy Richie to score, don't you? Even if he misses some, he never gives up, and that's what we need to epitomise as a football club, as a team. Never give up, and he'd love to be on that score sheet again today.
You can see his disappointment when he missed them 2 chances. He was distraught because he realises that he perhaps should have scored them. He is a fan's favourite. The fans love him. I think he adores the fans. I know he's not the happiest person on a football field I've ever seen, but I think he gets this club. I think he loves the club, and I'd love to see him. I'd love any one of them to get on the goal sheet today. I really would. It's a pressure game today, and it's a big game. People said when we played Man United they couldn't really see us beating Man United. We did. We got another point from Leicester. We've been different. Over the last few weeks, we've been different class.
We have,
here at Goodison with the backing of the fans, and let's hope we can get that this afternoon, come 2 o'clock.
Oh, let's hope so. And as you said, since the Burnley game, actually, we've been playing well, and we don't want to dwell too much on last weekend in the derby, but it was a strong performance from the boys, and I don't think anybody could have argued if we'd have left that place with a point, and unfortunately, again, decisions, we're not getting them, are we? And I know Frank has been told, because I respect him, and I think us fans really appreciate the fact that he is saying it as it is, because there's something wrong there for me. These decisions again and again and again, we just do not get them, do we?
Sarah, it was a penalty.
It was
a penalty, and it was at 0-0. People you talk to, Liverpool fans in particular, say, well, we won the game 2-0.
You know how it works.
Goals change games, correct.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we would have won, but it was a penalty.
Yeah.
We might not have scored the penalty, but give us an opportunity because it was one.
Absolutely.
So what do you think of that one? The handball against Man City, that one against Liverpool, and
there's so many, isn't there? You could write a book this season, to be honest. And it's hard, we've got to do everything for ourselves and not rely on things. But when it just happens again and again, it's a very bitter pill to swallow, given where we are. But that said, we do play when our backs are against the wall and we're, perhaps not getting what we deserve. Us fans on this club, we sometimes really,
I know we only had, I think it was 18%, was it, of but I don't go on stats anyway, but we had 18%. So what? I thought we played really, really well. I thought we were well organised against the other lot. I thought I thought the players did a performance, but no goals. We've got to put it right today. We've got to get goals.
We've got to put it right, and the team news is just about to drop as well. We haven't even really touched on Chelsea, today's opposition. It's all been about Everton. But here is the team news for the mighty Blues of Everton today. In goal, as expected, probably, is number 1, Jordan Pickford. Number 4, Mason Holgate. 7, Richarlison. Number 8, Fabian Delph. 11, Damari Gray. Number 13, there he is, Yerry Mina does start today. 16, Abdoulaye Doucouré. 17, Alex Iwobi, who's found a real new lease of life at Everton in recent weeks. Vitaly Mikolenko as well, I think he's been superb lately. Captain Seamus Coleman, and number 24, Anthony Gordon as well. So no Dominic Calvert-Lewin in that starting 11. We'll have a little bit, will he be on the bench? Yes, he is on the bench. So we've got Asmir Begovic, John Joe Kenny, Michael Keane. Alan starts on the bench today, as does Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Tom Davies, fantastic to see him back in the squad after a long injury. Jared Branthwaite, who of course scored in the reverse fixture at Stamford Bridge. Salomon Rondon and Dele as well. Let's have a look at the visitors today in Chelsea. Edouard Mendy, of course, one of the best keepers in the league. Antonio Rudiger, Marcus Alonso, Jorginho, Thiago Silva, Timo Werner, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, Reece James, Cesar Azpilicueta and Kai Havertz as well. Let's have a look at their bench for Chelsea. I'm just going to say Kepa because I really do struggle with his last name. Kovacic, Lukaku, of course, returns to his former club. Pulisic, Chalobah, Niguez, Ziyech, Kennedy and Sarr as well. And, of course, manager Thomas Tuchel. So those are the teams. Firstly, Everton, no Dominic Calvert-Lewin starting, no Alan in the team, Yerry Mina starts. What do you make of that?
Yeah, quite interesting. I thought Alan had a decent enough game as well against Leicester, but obviously Fabian Delph's a good footballer. He's fully fit, and I can't see. I just think they're much of muchness, Alan and Delph. Perhaps Delph's a little bit better on the ball with his passing ability, but I thought Dominic would start, but obviously he isn't. He's on the bench, so the 11 that he's picked, no, the manager's got faith in him. Go out there and do it. It's as simple as that. You've been selected, go out and give it your all. Absolutely.
And so we're expecting perhaps Richie through the middle again up top, Damari Gray on the left, Anthony Gordon, who's been superb, hasn't he? And we were just saying, should have been the benefactor of an assist against Leicester, should have got a penalty the other week as well. He'll be desperate to make an impact again. He's revelling it under this pressure.
Yeah, he is. He's enjoying it because the fans realise that he's only a youngster. He's putting his heart and soul in every game, and he's been very good. It's as simple as that. And when you're playing with confidence, whether the crowd's singing your name, you feel 10 foot tall anyway. So his confidence is sky high. I'm expecting another Anthony Gordon performance, what we've been getting all season from the boy.
Definitely. What a season he's had, and certainly somebody who's looking desperate to help start to pull us out of this. Just on the opposition as well, Chelsea, you look at them defensively with Thiago Silva, Rudiger in goal, Mendy. They're going to be tough. Reece James as well. They're going to be tough to break down, aren't they? But we've got to. Would you want to see us? We've got to go at them from the first whistle.
Yeah, we have. We've got to not try and allow them to play. They've got some incredible players. As I said, the Rudiger's a big, strong boy. I wouldn't like to play against him, but I'm sure Richarlison will try and make it as uncomfortable as he can. We went down to Chelsea and got a result.
Absolutely.
So why can't we get a result today?
Absolutely.
So I know it's a tough game, and I'm not going to say, I'm not going to stand here and lie and say, we're going to win 3 or 4-0. It's a tough game, but I just feel if we get at Chelsea, don't give them time to settle, we've got a great chance.
Be aggressive from the start, isn't it? And get this crowd right on their backs. That's what we want to see. I've got to admit, I'm quite happy to see Lukaku start on the bench, though. There's something about former players, isn't it, coming to Goodison. And I know he hasn't been in the best run of form recently, but I'm pleased he's on the bench.
I am. He's had some great performances. He has scored some great goals, but I just hope he sits on that bench all game. I don't want to see him come on, actually.
No, I don't. I don't either. But now something nice and positive for us to have a look at. Here's Alex Iwobi and his visit with Everton in the community.
Doing something around user and mental health, and how that can have a positive impact upon your mental health. For the game and things, do you have like certain music that you listen to?
The whole team generally listens to like house music.
Bit of a rave in the dressing room.
Alex COYB there doing some fantastic work with Everton and the community. I love that because you can see he's genuinely enjoying that and happy, and he's somebody that I think in recent weeks he seems to really have got it now. I can't explain, like, he understands what these fans want, and he's been brilliant, hasn't he?
Do you know what, Sarah? Since Frank moved him into the middle of the park from being stuck out wide, he's been a revelation.
Yeah.
He's worked his socks off. He has every single game. There were one instant at home, and he chased about four people down all at the same time, and I thought to myself, I was in commentary, I thought, is this man ever going to stop running? And
Duracell bunny, hasn't he?
The fans now that's what they want, the fans. They want somebody to work hard and run hard. So from him not getting great receptions and people having a go at him, he's now singing his name, and he must feel great in himself as well. There's nothing worse, Sarah, than getting stick off your own supporters.
Of course.
And he's not nice, but he's turned it round with working hard.
Yeah.
But we're not asking him to do the world. Just work hard.
Work hard.
That's all that fans want. Just somebody that's going to put 100% effort in from first whistle to the last. All right, you might have bad games, you might give the ball away, but if you give the ball away, go and get it back.
That's right.
Chase and get it back. That's all we want as fans. Put your ultimate effort into the game, and we can't ask any more.
Absolutely spot on. And I think, I was looking at some snippets from an interview with him lately, and he sort of said that realisation of, if you give everything you've got for this football club, we'll love you.
Yeah.
You might have the best game every week. We don't expect a player to be at 100% every week. People have off games, people have off days at work. But if you try your very hardest, your damn hardest, we'll be right there behind you.
I'm probably one of them people that I wasn't the most gifted footballer that's ever played for Everton. I'm far from it. But one thing I did do, I give me all, and if it weren't good enough on the day, I had a bad performance, I'll hold my hands up and say I have poor. But I don't think anybody in this crowd, when I ever played, could have a go at me for not trying, because I did try. I did try.
Yeah.
And that's all I asked for in commentary. Just go out there, boys, and work your absolute socks off and get this crowd up, and you'll love the place.
Absolutely.
You'll love the place.
That's why we love you so much as well, Snods. Never in doubt ever, the work you put in for this club. Even now with that badge on you've got to give it everything.
I love the place. I love everything about it. I really do.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a little look at the interview I did earlier with someone who's come all the way from Australia. Here's Akiva from the Australian Everton Supporters Club. Welcome back to Everton Live, and this week's Supporters Club is all the way from Australia. I'm delighted to be joined by Akiva Gluck, who's come all the way from Australia to join us today ahead of this massive, massive game. Firstly, how was your journey down here?
It's been fantastic. Liverpool's a fantastic city. I spent the last couple of days just breathing in the atmosphere and seeing everyone here, and they've been really friendly, really welcoming, especially when you mention you're from Australia. People are they love it here. So I've been really happy to be here, and a very crucial game today, and hopefully we get the 3 points that we deserve.
Absolutely, let's hope so, because we are at that critical point in the season. We know that this is a very, very important game. But you just mentioned the love you've had here. Australians are very warmly received in Liverpool. Largely, I'd imagine that's to do with the iconic Australian hero that we had here, Tim Cahill. He might be from Australia, but he's blue to the core. Did he have anything to do with you choosing Everton as your club, Akiva?
So, look, he definitely had some form of influence. I guess my journey began in 2004 with Everton, when I really just wanted to pick a club that was, for the fans, and that really had a long, rich history. And, a lot of fans in Australia tend to choose, I guess, clubs, when they're doing well and winning trophies, etc. And that wasn't really what I am, so I did my research, and I was just lucky that Everton happened to be the club that I chose. And as the famous saying goes, you're born, not manufactured. And look, Tim Cahill definitely had a massive impact in Australia. He was an Aussie icon, an Aussie legend, and I remember in 2010 when the tour happened in Australia, I couldn't go to the Sydney game. That's where I'm from, in Sydney, and my parents let me go to fly to Melbourne to watch the game. And at the end of the match, for 2.5 hours, he was walking around the stadium, signing autographs, taking photos, because he knew, everyone knew, they came to see Timmy. So he definitely had a big impact on myself and also on a lot of other Australians. So definitely a big reason why a lot of Aussies currently probably support Everton in Australia. So I
love that. He scored an absolute belter against Chelsea as well. Overhead kick.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Goal. If we could get one of those today, that'll be fantastic.
We'll bring him out back from retirement. time and get him up front. That'd be fantastic. The blue kangaroo, we love him, absolutely. But in terms of today's game versus Chelsea, how do you think the Blues will get on? The home support's got to help, hasn't it?
It definitely does, and I think everyone needs to get behind in a positive manner. And look, I'm not a wizard or a genie. If I was, I'd be a millionaire. I wouldn't be here right now. But I think that, Frank has got us into a rhythm. The last 3 games, we've really seen the positivity. The win over United and the last couple of games have been really fantastic the way they're played. If we can get into that same rhythm, similar to what we had against Leicester, anything can happen. And I'm being optimistic. I feel there's a good 3 points there, but anything can happen if we start well and play well and have the whole, the stadium and the fans behind us. It will just be fantastic. So I'm feeling confident, but who knows? It's not in our hands, it's in the players' hands now.
That's absolutely right, Akiva. We've just got to bring our voices and hopefully they'll do the job for us on the pitch. Just in terms of Australia as well, you've got some iconic things with you. You've just given our cameraman there, Merlin, a Tim Tam to drink through a coffee, and we've got a physio at Everton Women who's from Sydney, and I sent him a picture. He's very excited that there's Tim Tams available at the moment. So do you just want to tell everyone as well about the Everton Club Australia? You've got your banner here and how people can get in touch. If I hold those Tim Tams for a minute, I'll try not to steal them.
It's a very unique history about Everton fans in Australia. So it's only been around for around 20. This is actually the 20th year. It began in 2002. The current president, a guy called John Kelly, he met with a man called Steve Jensen, who they met on some Everton Forum, and they met with a few other Blues in Australia in Gosford in the Central Coast, and they formed Everton Supporters Club Australia. And what the club does is they run a lot of different events, whether it's pub nights, they run supporter football teams. We played against other supporter clubs in all parts of Australia. They have a lot of events, and I think the biggest event they ran was in 2010 when Everton came to Australia, and they were very involved in doing a player greeting and meeting. And we're just, a lot of Aussies and a lot of ex-Brits who just want to go watch games and want to enjoy this. Sister club associations all over the entire country, in Sydney and Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth. I apologise if I missed out on any. I'm sure there's a few others that I probably missed out on. But it's just a nice way to really unite us. And we did a few events over COVID where we raised money for Everton in the community. We raised some, a few £100 for the organisation. And we just bunch of Blues who wake up at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night to watch them play, and we just are very passionate, probably one of the most passionate Everton supporters in the country.
I'd say that we love Australians. Like, Aussie Blues are just a different breed, the passion, and as you said, the dedication. I'm always blown away by our fans that come over from different countries and the dedication of 2 a.m. starts to get up and watch the Blues, but the passion, that's what it's all about, isn't it? And for anyone who wants to join any of the Everton Australian supporters clubs, how can they get in touch?
So we're very active on our Facebook group called ESCA. Just type that in on Facebook. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, all under the same name. You can find us, it'll be easy to find. We're very active. We have a lot of people loving to chat about the game, pre-game, post-game. We also do special events, which we're, looking at doing a lot more now that, thankfully COVID hopefully is at the end of the pandemic.
Let's hope.
We're just at that final stage and stretch. So, fingers crossed it stays the way it is and comes to an end. And then we hope to hopefully do one day, I think the catalyst would be once the new stadium is being built, we would love to do a tour. That'll be the grand tour, which we're trying to potentially organise, but that's a little sneak peek that we might be trying to do, but that's something that we'll have hear more down the line once we know when the stadium is being built, etc. So.
Definitely. Well, we look forward to welcoming you to Bramley Moor Dock in the future one day. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and as well to everybody who raised money for Everton in the community. Just fantastic.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoy the game, Akiva, and love to all you Aussies watching back home. Come on, you Blues. I really enjoyed speaking to Akiva there earlier. It was absolutely fantastic. The passion of these supporters, getting away, getting up at 2 a.m. the other side of the world to watch the Blues. It's what it means.
Yeah,
isn't it?
we got introduced to him early. I had photographs at pitch side with him, and wow, just loves Everton Football Club. Same as us all. We all do. But he's an incredible supporter. Really is.
Absolutely. And speaking about our supporters, I can't get over what we've seen outside. I'm still receiving texts, WhatsApp things from all my mates outside, my family outside, because they know I'm in here, so we're not missing out. The blue mist, the flares, look at that there. Oh, it's just brilliant. That is what it is. As we said, that's cup final stuff. This is what it means. and we are determined to drag these players over the line, get these results, and keep this club where we belong, which is in the top
we are
flight.
talking grown men there, showing so much passion for this football club. It's untrue. Just look at that.
The fists
as I
waving
said,
in the air.
The players stepping off that to listen to that must think, wow. Can you imagine, Sarah, if we won something?
Oh, well, this is it, isn't it?
Dear me, look, the energy levels out there were I just couldn't take my eyes off it. Honestly, it was fantastic.
Just watching them there, I feel like just going out there and Everton,
Look at the kids as well, what it means to them kids growing up to support Everton Football Club. We don't want to see us in this position, but unfortunately we are. But we can do something about it. Today, from 2 o'clock, we can change the whole atmosphere in this ground.
Absolutely, because we've spoken about it. We appreciate it's difficult. We're all guilty of. I think especially with the sort of media narrative and everything around it. It's very difficult not to get drawn into the sort of panic, but actually, it's in our hands. We're Everton Football Club. Let's have it. We know it feels like the world's against us right now. It certainly feels to me like everyone's kind of happy for us to be in the position we are, but we aren't. We shouldn't be here. And look at that passion. We're going to drag ourselves out of this.
Yeah, do you know the fans around, not Everton fans, but the fans in general of other clubs think, wow, Everton Football Club in this position. It's never been, well, it has been known. I played in it in '94 where we needed that last 3-2 win against Wimbledon to stay up. But people can't believe that Everton Football Club are in this position. But we are. It's ourselves to blame. We're in this position because we haven't played well enough. But you're right, we can still do something about it. It's in our own hands, and it starts here with 3 points today.
It does. Look at those players, look at the faces going in. It's impossible to experience that and not just want to come out here and run through brick walls.
I think if they didn't know what it was like to be at Everton Football Club, they certainly do today, because we are a massive club, and that will have, it would have shocked every one of them players. It really would.
Yeah. We're Everton Football Club, aren't we? I can't get enough of this, just watching this screen. The Shire horses out there as well. That's Goodison Park, that's Goodison Road at its finest. Look at that game face there from Richarlison. I know he always looks a bit miserable, but that is a face of pure focus there, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. You see the determination on the lads' faces. Let's not leave it in that dressing room. Let's take it on this pitch from 2 o'clock to whatever time it finishes. Just give us everything you've possibly got, boys.
Definitely. And in terms of the away team as well, Chelsea, surely that's got to affect you coming up to the ground and seeing those masses of Evertonians, the flares, the noise. That must be an intimidation factor as well.
You would think so. I think they got awoken as well in their hotel rooms.
I believe so.
By some fireworks.
It wasn't me. Listen, I promise. Can you smell bonfire?
By some fireworks, and they were incredible fireworks, to be honest.
I think they were expensive ones by the sound of it. They were very loud.
They looked it and heard the sound of them. But so I don't think they'll have had much sleep. But anyway, the fans have done their bit. And I think one of their players had just got interviewed and been asked about on Sky about the fireworks, and they said, they were very loud. So it's just what happens. We're Everton Football Club. We'll do everything to stay in this Premier League. You're right.
It's the passion, though,
isn't
it?
It is.
It's the passion and the desire, because those people will have been awake all night doing that, and sacrificed, had a sleepless night themselves. We're desperate to turn this around.
Yeah, we are.
We really are.
We are as a football club. It's huge. 6 games left. And,
6 cup finals, as you said earlier.
It is. Somebody said to me today, it's like a cup. When they were out there, it's like being at cup finals today. It is a cup final. We've got 6 cup finals, and we've got to win it. Try and possibly win every one of these games.
Absolutely. Just quickly on that debacle with the fireworks display. Do you think if you're Chelsea, that gives you added fire in your belly, or do you think it affects you?
We were talking about it. It works either way. You could think, well, they've kept us awake all night. We'll show them when we kick off. Or it could be absolutely shattered. We no sleep, because they went on for ages apparently. But
I could hear them from
I think some of the Chelsea players would have smiled about that and had a funny side to it. Yeah, it is. It's passion, and when you're Everton Football Club, you play with passion, you fight with passion, and they are passionate fans, and they try and do everything they possibly can to support their team.
Absolutely. Well, something a little bit different now before we head back to me and Snods. Here's the Kazoo challenge.
My pick.
Your pick, go on.
My pick for the crossbar challenge. Not with the tennis ball low, I'm going to go for the big ball, yeah? I'm going mile length home.
I'm picking Richarlison, tennis ball. Come on, Richie, lad. Let's go. Watch him bury this.
Do you reckon?
Right, 1-0, lad. Yeah, well, 1 down, 2 more to go. 1 more and it's in the bag, I think.
Corner challenge. What are you thinking?
I don't know, it's a bit of a tough one, that, isn't it? Blindfolded or weak foot. I'm thinking young Patterson.
Young Patterson?
Young Patterson blindfolded, lad.
Corner challenge? I know what I'm having. I know.
Townsend.
All day.
Yeah,
Left foot, right foot. He hasn't got a weak foot.
Come on then, Patterson, son. Get that blindfold on.
Unlucky, lads. Townsend, weak foot. Let's see if we can do this. Yes, lads! Pickford, right, I'm having Pickford, England's #1.
Yeah.
With the flyaway.
Yeah, I'm going to say a Woby rugby ball.
Come on, Pickford. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, Pickford.
Come on. Here we
Come
go.
on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Oh!
Get in. Get off that.
Yeah, you've done well.
Yeah.
You've done well, lad.
Might take to a first game with that.
Yeah, you've done well. Plus the shirt.
Oh, the shirt that's going on the wall.
Yeah, you've done well. You've done well.
Up the Blues, lad.
Yes.
You know.
Brilliant stuff there, and just in the meantime, whilst we had that VT on, the Blue Boys are out on the pitch behind us. Brilliant ovation.
The noise straight away, and there's nobody hardly in the ground. So come 5-2 when they walk out to Z-Cars, it will be bouncy. This place.
This place will be absolutely bouncing, no doubt about that. And I've got to say as well, you know, the atmosphere since Frank Lampard's come in, it has been a belter, and obviously against his former club, a club that he's won many things with, he managed them for about 18 months as well. But as we said earlier in the show, it's all about Everton today. This could be a very special day for the manager.
He'll have no love at all for Chelsea for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Absolutely none. All his love is for Everton Football Club while this particular game's on. He is a legend there. The fans will probably give him a great ovation. They'll probably sing his name, Super Frank, because that's what they're used to for many, many years. But he'll be focused. All he cares about today is Everton Football Club.
Definitely, and hopefully it'll be the 38,000 Evertonians singing Super Frank at the end of this game. It is just a massive, massive game, but in terms of energy, before the Manchester United game, there was nerves, but I just feel today, everybody, down to a man, down to a woman, we're just up for this, aren't we?
Yeah,
we're really up for this.
You can tell, I'm sure there were a few broken hearts when Burnley scored 2 in the last 10 minutes. Or 7 minutes, looking at the results, thinking, oh, great, Watford are leading. But the reality is, we all know, we've got to win football games. And if they can play the part today, they certainly will do, and it's as simple as that. It will be boisterous in here.
Definitely. Well, in terms of Chelsea as well, you know, Goodison Park is a place where we've had a lot of success against Chelsea. In recent, actually against Frank Lampard as well, when we beat them 3-1 when Duncan was interim manager. You know, this won't be a ground that Chelsea like coming to either.
No.
So we've got to make it prolong that record, haven't we?
We have. I keep saying they've got some good players, but let's see what they're like when there's an intimidating crowd. They've got players pressurising you every time you pick up a ball. That's how the players have got to react. We know that Chelsea are a better team than us.
Yeah.
The table tells us that.
That's right, yeah. We are where we are and they are where they are.
Correct. Yeah. They're a better football team than us, but they ain't got better energy levels, or they shouldn't have better energy levels than us. We're as fit as them, so go out, close them down, work them hard, and if worse comes to worse and they beat us by an outstanding goal or somebody doing something brilliant, you hold your hands up. But one thing the fans want, let you away with. He's not trying, not working hard. Now, if you do that collectively, Sarah, then you've got half a chance.
Yeah.
You've got half a chance. Just stand up and be countered. Stand up and be countered.
That's absolutely what we want to see today, and I'm sure that all the lads there on the pitch will do just that. But speaking of previous joys against Chelsea, let's have a look at this one, and that special little Scot, Stephen Naismith.
Quite been the blood and thunder opening to the game that many had predicted. There's Naismith, Galloway, chance Naismith, he's done it again against Chelsea. He got the winner in this fixture 2 years ago. He's on as a substitute early today, and he heads home for the Blues. Everton 1, Chelsea 0. Galloway the provider. Naismith with the headed finish. A perfectly timed run by Stephen Naismith. How about this for delivery from the youngster? Naismith there to apply the finish. Ball well. Naismith again. Oh my word! Stephen Naismith is the Everton hero against Chelsea again. Lukaku feeding Barkley, helping it on and picking his spot. Stephen Naismith drilling home to beat Begovic again. This man did not even start this game. Pedro. Matic. Oh, Matic scores against Everton again. Lennon. Barkley. Chance here. Barkley for Naismith on a hat-trick. Stephen Naismith. Incredible. A hat-trick for Stephen Naismith. 2 days short of his 29th birthday. His first hat-trick for Everton surely wins this game against Chelsea.
Tell you what, I'd take a replica of that scoreline today and the performance.
All day long. All day long.
Fantastic, but they will be right up for it. We've just been watching the boys, haven't we, behind us training, and we were both talking about a player that has impressed us both in recent weeks, Vitaly Mykolenko. He's been superb, hasn't he?
He has been superb, and the confidence that boy's playing with at the minute, for what's going off, Sarah, in his country, in his homeland, it's incredible that he can focus on a game of football. But all right, he came into the team at, I think it was Hull in the cup, and you're thinking, is it too early for him? But the last 3 games, I think the boy's been outstanding. I think he's enjoying his football, he's getting forward, he's getting tackles in. Defensively, he's looked solid. I'm absolutely delighted for him because of what he's going through at the minute, but it's not affecting his game. He's been outstanding the ball.
He really has, and I think it's quite visible to see, like, every week that goes by, he's getting more comfortable in his position, he's getting more comfortable and embedded in this team. The consistency, because, you know, early days, there were, you know, people, we obviously had Luca Dean, who was fantastic, and big shoes to fill, really, but he just looks like he's just going to carry on that incline, and certainly seeing that atmosphere today, he'll be right up for this, won't he?
I just hope that he's an Everton player for many years.
He's young too.
Yeah, and if he continues to play like he is playing, he'll represent his country a hell of a lot. I know he does now, but he's certainly playing well. There's no doubt about it.
Definitely. We'd like to see him whipping a few deliveries in today, though, wouldn't we? For like aerials.
Certainly will, yeah.
To stick the head on.
Definitely. I want to see him down that left-hand side, whipping balls in, you're right, with his left foot, hopefully for Richarlison or if Calvert-Lewin comes on. But, just keep playing how he is playing. He's doing well.
Definitely. Well, from the left side now to the right, here's captain Seamus Coleman, head of this one.
Seamus, with the pressure that you're currently under, how would you describe the reaction out there, seeing the fans showing their support?
Yeah, listen, it's a massive boost for the lads coming in to see that support. I don't think that's ever been in question with Evertonians. We understand the love they have for their club, and they wanted to show it in the best way they could today, and that reception will hopefully give us that extra bit of boost that we need.
With Burnley winning yesterday, I suppose survival has just become a little bit harder. What kind of conversations are you having in the dressing room around that points gap getting bigger?
No, listen, it's disappointing that Burnley won, obviously, but I think before the game I would have expected Burnley to win that game. It's just, unfortunately, I suppose, the way it happened maybe caused people to be a bit more deflated than they should, but ultimately, and I've said it from the start, we have to win games, and that's the only way we can stay in the Premier League, and we have to win games, and hopefully that starts here. Our home form has been good, and we've got a great opportunity at home again today.
With the 3 home games you have left, are they 3 must-wins? Is that the situation you're in now?
I think every game, I know it's cliche and all the rest, but we have to take it one game at a time, because you know, if you spend your time looking at the league tables or hoping for other teams to win or lose or draw, whatever the case may be, then you take focus off yourselves, and we can't rely on anyone else to do us favours. We have to, you know, put our best foot forward, and this home game at Chelsea will be the first step in that direction.
Captain Seamus Coleman there, and he is certainly someone who will be carrying this weight on his shoulders. This is someone who's spent an enormous number of years at the club. He knows what this means, and he will be feeling this very much, won't he, and desperate to get us out of it.
Yeah, he's a fantastic fella, Seamus. I've known him ever since he's arrived at the club. His heart and soul has been in this football club since he arrived. He knows what it means to this football club, and there'll be nobody trying as hard as Seamus today to get the result, and for the next 6 games. If he stays fit, I'm sure we'll see Seamus play all the 6 games, and there'll be nobody as determined as him trying to get us over the line.
Definitely, he'll leave absolutely nothing on the pitch, that is for sure. And somebody else who's been playing out of their socks for Everton has been Anthony Gordon as well. He's been, you know, truly influential in recent form. The fans respond so well to him as well. He's a Scouser, he's a local lad, he's come through. Look at those stats there on the screen as well. You know, big play for such a young man as well.
Yeah, I did a lot of the under-23 games when he was involved with the under-23s. Seen him score some fantastic goals, seen him perform really well, and I was thinking, is he going to get a chance? Is he going to get a chance at this football club? And he's shook it with both hands. He's grasped his opportunity, but he's been outstanding. There's no doubt about it. If I had one little criticism, I'd like him to stay on his feet a little bit more, but who am I to tell Anthony Gordon what to do? He's proving it himself. Every time he crosses that white line, Sarah, he performs. And he works hard as well, chases back, and you're right, he's a local boy, he's a Scouser, he knows what this football club means, and he's doing his utmost and he's doing his best to keep Everton in the Premier League.
He certainly is, and I really liked what he said actually. Of course, he scored the goal against Manchester United in that important victory a few weeks ago, and I liked in his interview that he said he felt like it was a reward in a way for all the hard work he does, and you just touched on it there. He works ever so hard in tracking back, not just in the offensive side of his game. No,
that's what they generally got to do, the wide players these days, because the fullbacks get on, as they say, on overlaps and stuff. They have to do the defensive side, they have to do the defensive qualities, and Anthony Gordon certainly does that. All right, he might not be the best tackler in the world, but you're not asking him to. You're asking him just to track back, just to help his defence. He's wherever he plays, left or right, tell him to help his fullback, and that's half of the job as a fullback. If you've got somebody in there that's willing to work hard, it makes your job a lot easier. And Anthony's certainly doing that. He is.
He's doing it at both ends of the pitch. Someone else who's back in the starting 11, Yerry Mina as well. Obviously, he's been missing for large parts of this season. He's a really important figure. Perhaps maybe take him a little bit of time to hit the ground running again after having the injury. But look, those are his career stats for Everton. He could be massive for us today. And his goals as well, you know, he's someone, we're talking about deliveries into the box, which we need to get going. He's someone who, if we get dead ball situations, corners, free kicks, he can stick his head on someone and fire everything, you know.
Do you know what? He's dominant in the box, in both boxes. He's crucial for us, but the size of him, he should be. But I'm not a lover of our team playing out from the back at times. And I just think we're better now and again, just squeezing up, pushing up, get the ball long and try and pick up the second balls. But Yerry Mina certainly is an influential character in the dressing room. He's bundles of fun. He's determined. He wants to do well for this football club, same as they all do. When you play for a football club and your heart's in that football club, you just want the best and you want to try and do the best. And Yerry Mina's one of them. I would love to see Yerry Mina score and do his dance in either this corner or the Gladys Street corner. I love his celebrations, and wow, I'd love one today.
Oh, please, it'd be brilliant, isn't it? And he is somebody that, you know, he just brings that good energy. He's always got a smile on his face, and how we would love to all be dancing and smiling like Yerry Mina later today. Another player for us to have a look at who's going to be crucial. We've spoken about him already, but Alex COYB, he could be really, really key for the Toffees today. In that central role, you know, that sort of number 10, he's got a new lease of life here, hasn't he, under Frank Lampard?
Yeah, he has, and perhaps that's what he's needed, a loving arm round him. I don't know if the previous managers have given that, but I think Frank's given him some confidence, some self-belief. He's moved him in position. He might get one or two shouts from the Chelsea fans with being a former Arsenal player today, but that would inspire me even more if the opposition started having a go at you. But no, there's certainly Alex COYB over these last 6-7 games has been excellent, and I don't think people can believe the transformation that we've seen. But he's a player now that's finding a bit of love off the supporters,
absolutely,
finding out that he's an important piece of our team, and Frank likes him, and I'm sure at the minute he's one of the first names on Frank's team sheet.
Definitely, and you know, a lot can be said about the attitude of Alex COYB as well. Always such a nice, pleasant young man. He works hard for the club, and you know, I think now having that love from the support and the club is paying dividends. He's really playing well. And you know, I was looking at a stat earlier actually about Everton being in the bottom three with 6 games to go. Super Kevin Campbell, obviously, massive goals. This is an opportunity for some of these players to do the same thing and go down in history, really. Alex COYB could be one of those players, couldn't he?
Sarah, we nearly come close, very, very close to going down in '94, and it was heart-stopping stuff. And I don't want to be in that position where Everton Football Club are going to go out of the Premier League. We belong in the Premier League. We're a massive, massive club over Everton, and we'll be sadly missed. But here, we've got 6 games. We're going to fight until the absolute last minute of every game. We've got to fight, and I keep reiterating, we start right here. I don't care the opposition. Yeah, they are a good side. Yeah, they're the European champions or whatever. I don't care. It's 11 v 11. Pull your sleeves up, get stuck into them. And let's have 90 minutes of just pure energy on that pitch.
Absolutely. Everton, aren't we? Here's Frank Lampard.
Frank, the games don't get any easier, do they? But arriving to support like that, would you say it's had the desired effect?
Oh, it's amazing. It's incredible support. I think it's important for the players to see that on arrival, see what it means to the people, see what it means to the fans, and now it's up to us to give them something back.
Chelsea, a side, of course, you know very well, but what kind of challenge do they pose today, especially on their travels?
A huge challenge. You're a very strong team. As you say, I know them well, the individuals, the collective, the quality of coach. As a complete package, you can see that in terms of how they play. We saw it against Manchester United a few days ago, so we have to be ready for that, how they are as a team tactically, but also concentrate on ourselves and what we can do here at Goodison.
Yeah, and as far as your team goes, Tom Davis, Dominic Calvert-Lewin on the bench, Yerry Mina, one of 2 changes in that starting lineup. Lots for the fans to feel positive about, but take us through your thinking there.
Yeah, well, Yerry comes back in. He didn't play against Liverpool. It was more of a precaution for him after a longish injury. Fabian Delph the same. Great to have Dominic back. He's trained for a couple of days. Not for me ready to start, but great to have him back on the bench. And Tom deserves to be back in. It's been a long time. So not just for today, for the remaining 5 games after this, it's important we have players at that level back in the mix.
I know you're focusing on your task in hand, but with Burnley winning yesterday, the pressure is mounting. How do you ensure your players just focus on themselves and don't get too distracted by that gap in the table?
Well, that's what they have to do, because the reality is it's in our hands, and it will be in our hands after today, because where we are around the bottom end, teams don't win every game. So we just must focus on ourselves, not get too distracted by what happens elsewhere. We can't control it. Today's our opportunity to do something about it.
And are your remaining home games must-wins? Are you going with that as a statement?
No, I'm not as a statement, because we've got 6 games. We have to improve our away form as well. And we know roughly where we need to win, how many wins we need. But it will go week by week and game by game, and there's still a lot to play for after today. So it's important that we just approach this in the right way and try and get a result against a very good team.
Well, there we have it. The boss has had his say, which means we've come to the end of Everton Live. Ian, you're going to be making your way up to the gantry now, aren't you? And as always, we want to see you celebrating.
I want to see myself celebrating. Yeah, it's a massive, massive game, Sarah. And come on, you mighty Blue Boys.
Come on, you mighty Blue Boys. This is it. As I said, Everton, aren't we? Let's get stuck in. Let's have it. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We hope you enjoy the game more. We'll see you next time on Everton Live. Up the Toffees. Come on.